No. I tell them it do not make no sense for them to be. I can understand them robbing, going in people's stores, stealing stuff. Because in the long run, we are the black people, or we are the one that's gonna get hurt. Everybody, we're gonna have to go way out going shopping, way out going into the grocery stores and everywhere. It don't make no sense. They're not gonna let us in because look at this, we tearing up our community.
This is a question I'd like to know. How can you? Okay, I understand the beating, you know, maybe he did provoke it, but how can the whole country see that the police can falsify records and get away with it? That is something that, you know, it's kind of hard to deal with, even if he was moving or whatever they say, you know, so that's what gets me.
Thanks, ladies. It was the blacks doing most of the burn-up, or there was some Latinos doing most of the burn-ups in the city. If you go look at each corner right now, yesterday you'd have seen more Latinos than you would have seen black people doing most of the soliciting and stuff. You know?
How about go beyond that, though? I mean, what are your hopes for today? Put that in the past.
My hopes for today is that, you know, we can get it together and, you know, stand in line and get these checks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really for the kids. It ain't for us, it's for the kids.
Are you hopeful about tomorrow at all or not?
Yeah, very.
I hope they turn my electricity back on.
Yeah, very hopeful.
Just an example, one of my crew this morning asked, gee, what about a quart of milk? The kinds of things that we all take for granted until you find yourself in a situation just like this. Once again, you can see these folks having to line up just for something every day that we take for granted, like getting your mail.
Again, the area right here, Manchester and Vermont. Are we at the intersection right there? Does that line go around that intersection?
Actually, it's north of Manchester and Vermont. Okay. And yes, it goes all the way around the corner on both ends and several side streets either side. And in fact, the crowd is so large that they have police officers down there to kind of help out.
Have you noticed at this location, as the crowd increases, does the police presence increase as well?
No, I don't think so. I believe that the initial response that we saw were 3 units, and there are 3 units down there now. That the corner, though, with those burned-out buildings, I think it's a devastating picture. 13 buildings, one city block.
And again, this is a different location, I believe, from where Chris Blatchford just showed us the same situation, just at a different location.
No delivery in this area, the area affected by the disturbances. So this is the only option for people, is to come and stand and wait in line. These are huge lines that in this case, as we can see from the air, extend the entire length of the block and around the corner, and then a crowd packed into the front of the building there. From what I had heard this morning, these post offices will only be open for 4 hours. People required to produce identification, and then at that point they can pick up their mail at the post office, but that's the only avenue available. And boy, when those doors open in 5 minutes, it's going to be a madhouse.
I think David, perhaps not only from a safety standpoint, I think the police are also there, hopefully, to prevent any kind of a problem from developing. As you can see, that's quite a crowd, and if the post office is only going to be open for 4 hours, that's going to be a very, very busy 4 hours for those postal employees.
That'll be a crunch. They may have to regroup and make some new decisions after they see those kinds of lines all over the entire city.
I think so. We also saw on our way down here the post office
with virtually nothing remaining in any of them except just these exterior walls standing, the interior reduced to rubble.
The streets remarkably empty today in contrast to yesterday. They were filled with people, filled with cars, much more so than today. Traffic is extremely thin throughout the city for a Friday, for what normally would be a work day, but a lot of people in South Central Los Angeles have no place to go to for their jobs, and also now they have no place to go to for the basic essentials in life, just getting your groceries.
People into the post office in small groups, but there's so many people here, they obviously can't accommodate everybody who wants to get in there and get their mail. And as the day goes on and it gets hotter and hotter, that sun gets higher in the sky, people have more discomfort, and they're getting more and more frustrated. Little fights are breaking out in the crowd, and there's been no big major violent outburst, but more and more LAPD officers are showing up here, I guess just waiting in case something does break out.
Two questions for you. Number one, are people walking out with their checks, and what happened to the woman who was in labor?
We don't know what happened to her, and I don't know. I can't confirm whether that was true or not, or if that was a misunderstanding. But yeah, people who get their mail are leaving. But far fewer have gotten their mail now than are waiting in line. I mean, Mike, can you pan down and see that line? I mean, how long it is? I mean, it's like a good 300 yards. Is it around the block down there even? Yeah, it's probably there's probably 300-400 yards long, this line.
Chris, is the line moving, Chris? I mean, are people making progress?
Yeah, the line is moving, but very slowly. I mean, there's like 4 people going in right now. But they're not letting everybody in at one time because I think, obviously they don't want to rush at the counter inside. I mean, they're letting people in. I'm counting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people just went in the door. Few more. Just look at that. They're taking them in groups, but I mean, you can see. I mean, there's hundreds of people out here. I mean, it's got to be 1,000 people out here, and no matter how many are getting in front, they just can't accommodate the numbers.
Boy, sometimes you wish you could leave some pictures there occasionally. If you saw that, we apologize that got on the air. Chris, can you tell us if anything happened with the crowd to predicate this new influx of officers?
Say that again, please. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Chris, did anything happen with the crowd in the last half hour or so since we last spoke with you that brought more police officers to the scene? Because there's quite a number more than there were just a little bit ago.
Well, yeah, one simple thing, I think, or 2 simple things drew more officers to the scene. 1, the crowd got bigger, and 2, there was one little fist fight that broke out in the crowd, and there were some people who fainted from some minor medical problems. And when one man fainted, others thought something was happening, and there was a little skirmish. There's a police skirmish line coming down here now on our way, but there's still no outbreak in the crowd. It just looks like they're positioning themselves for what at this point, I can't really say.
Are they letting people in one at a time, or groups of people going in?
Yeah, groups. It looks like, maybe 10, 20 at a time are going in, and they accommodate them, and then they let the next group in. And they've split the line near the door. I think Mike's shooting that now. I don't have a monitor, so I don't know exactly what he's shooting, but they've sort of split the line so there's like 100 people right at the front door, and then they have like a 20, 30-foot area blocked off, and then the line starts again and goes all the way down the block about 200-300 yards, I'd say, and around the corner. But, you've got to ask yourself what you can do to stop what here is a potentially disastrous situation. I mean, as the day goes on, I mean, these people are not moving quickly through the line. I think there must be some other system that we could come up with here to facilitate things here and head off what could be an ugly mess. If you can hear me back in the studio, I cannot hear you. I've lost my eye here. I mean, the word is at the station that Rodney King himself at 2 o'clock is going to come on television and make a plea to people to stop all the rioting. I mean, will that do any good, you think?
Yeah, I believe it will do some good. I believe also it will do some good if the pastors that's in these geographical areas would come out and stand for the people. We know that it's not a flesh and blood warfare. They preach as the spiritual warfare, so where are the spiritual leaders? We need to get out here and show the people. There are a lot of parishioners that's out here in these lines that don't have anything to do with this, but they don't have no spiritual leaders out here. It's not good just to go to one church, AME church. We need to be here in these geographical locations to share what we know and to stand firm in what we believe. God is bigger than this, and we know it. We need to be here with the people, expressing who God is.
Let's ask a young fella. How old are you? 14. They're telling me back at the studio that Rodney King is going to come on television about 2 o'clock just to tell people, calm down, go back to your homes. You watching as a young guy, I mean, would that reach you at all?
No.
Sir, do me a favor, take this on the sidewalk right now.
Okay, we've got to move back to the sidewalk. They're moving us back to the sidewalk. I think we better move back to the sidewalk now. They're asking us to, okay? I was talking to this young gentleman. Let's finish this conversation. This is a young guy we were talking to. Why do you say that wouldn't do any good for you?
It's not, they don't mean nothing. It's not because they don't mean nothing. They still gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah. You don't think, would it do any good for you? I mean, would you?
Yep, it do. We need justice. Equal rights for everybody.
Okay, I'll tell you. Can you hear me back there, Dave?
Yes, we can, Chris.
Okay, I mean, we've been pushed back to the sidewalk here. You can see the policemen in front of me here. I don't know what they're getting ready to do, if they're just trying to get some semblance of more order here. Mike, you go down to the right, you can see that, pan down to the right, you can also see that, you know, the officers in a skirmish line down to the right. You want to okay.
Chris,
Okay.
give us your best guess of how many people are
Yeah, we
lined
have
up
to
there.
get back to the sidewalk. Police are asking us to go back to the sidewalk as well. Hang on.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much. You're going to stay there and keep an eye on the situation, and we'll get back to you later on. We certainly hope things stay peaceful.
Reporter Leo Green is joining us now. Leo, where are you right now?
Hello, Barbara. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Been rebuilding instead of the destruction that we've seen of